Let's move on to the third disease, that is the cassava root rot disease. Cassava root rot diseases are caused by various kinds of fungi living on or in the soil. The fungi occur mainly in soils that do not drain properly and in forest fallow land that has been recently cleared. The leaves on cassava plants affected by root rot disease turn brown, wilt, and the plant appears scorched. The leaves may or may not retain attached to the plant, but the plant loses a lot of water and dies. If you suspect a cassava plant as having root rot disease, you should confirm this by uprooting it and examining the roots for the damaged symptoms. Root rot diseases kill both feeder and storage roots of cassava. The storage roots may swell unusually and develop light brown coloration, which you can see if the roots crack in the soil or if you cut them open. The roots may give out a bad smell as they rot. Let's look at the control of the cassava root rot disease. 1. Select a site that is not prone to flooding or is not waterlogged at any part of the year. Avoid farming very close to rivers and streams that are likely to overflow their banks in the rainy season. It is common to find farmers who have limited access to land cultivating cassava in valleys that are subjected to flooding in good rainy days. Roots of plants growing in waterlogged soils are not healthy and can easily be attacked by diseases. A sandy, loamy soil that is well drained is a good soil type for cassava. Number 2. Do not cultivate cassava on land that has a history of root rots and other major diseases. This information can be obtained from neighbors farming close to the land. If the only available land has a history of rots, then good disease management practices must be maintained if good yields are expected. Number 3. Use disease-resistant or tolerant varieties. Improved cassava varieties with resistant or tolerance to certain important diseases and pests that are also a high yielding have been developed and released by a number of agricultural institutions. It is therefore important to report any disease situation that is affecting your yields to agriculture extension agents who operate in your communities. Ask questions on the availability of resistant materials and how to obtain them. It is always advisable to start your farm with disease-resistant varieties if they are available. This helps you, among other things, to obtain higher crop yields. Number 4. Avoid using planting materials from fields with visible signs of root rot diseases, even if the stems look healthy. The structures of disease-causing fungi that give rise to new attacks or infections called spores are microscopic, and planting materials from farms with visible root rot attacks are likely to carry several of these spores to new farms. Number 5. Practice good farm sanitation. This means that you collect plant debris, that is the stems and roots, with fungi together and burn to destroy, particularly after harvest. Rotten roots and plant debris bearing fruiting bodies of disease-causing fungi must be destroyed by burning to reduce the spread of root rot diseases. Disease severity on farms can be reduced through destruction of debris that carry spores into the next planting season. And lastly, number 6, Regularly inspect the field to remove and destroy the plants showing disease symptoms such as patches of fungal growths, wilting and defoliation. That may be symptoms of root rot and other diseases. By banning reduced spread of diseases on farms. This practice called ridging can be an effective disease management strategy if regular inspections are well planned and followed. It is also important for farmers to use cuttings from healthy plants. Choose cuttings that have no cuts or bruises. Take cuttings from mature plants that have fully grown tubers and are at least 8 to 10 months old. Take cuttings that come from the bottom and middle parts of the stem. Make cuttings that are 20 to 30 centimeters long, at least 2 centimeters thick, and have 5 to 7 nodes. In summary, to control diseases and grow a healthy cassava crops, farmers need to identify the common cassava diseases, their damage symptoms, and know the conditions under which they will cause severe losses. 2. Select sites with dense vegetation, deep loamy soils, and flat or gently sloping land to grow cassava. 3. Improve the soils by manuring, mulching, and intercropping to encourage cassava plants to grow vigorously and offset damage by cassava diseases. 4. Grow cassava varieties that are tolerant the common cassava diseases in your area. 6. Plant stem cuttings from healthy plants without leaf chlorosis, shoot tip dieback, cankers, fungus patches or streaks on the stems. 6. After root harvest, destroy discarded cassava stems and storage roots showing any symptom of disease. 7. In the control of cassava mosaic disease, select planting material mainly from stem branches. Avoid the basal and main stem portions as sources of stem cuttings. And 8. Plant cassava mainly at the beginning of the wet season. Try and avoid late planting. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I would like to remind you to inform others what you've learned and heard on today's radio program. Today's radio program was brought to you by the Rural Empowerment Network, REN, with financial assistance from the Technical Center for Agriculture and Rural Cooperation, CTA. Thank you. Chekirabo ky'okuva eri omutonzi mulabirire muweerere